The golden age of America, it is underway. That's how President Trump kicked off Liberation Day. He's returning the United States to its former economic glory by implementing global tariffs. But to make America the manufacturing powerhouse it once was, the markets need to be rattled because that's what happens when change happens. Let's see how this will impact, of course, your bank accounts, your 401ks, and long-term success with the president of the Lonsky Group and economist John Lonsky. Also with us is the vice president of the Government Accountability Institute, Eric Eggers. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
John, President Trump implementing these tariffs to create U.S. job growth. We're already seeing it happening with all those companies manufacturing. They're coming here, all the investments. These are some of the reciprocal tariffs. Also, the investing that is already happening in the United States. We're talking trillions of dollars. But meantime, we're seeing red. We saw the stock market. We saw it rattled, a lot of red arrows. Your thoughts? Should people hold on tight? Trust the process, trust Trump. What we're watching is the art of the deal and it's all its glory happening.
Well, if you plan to be around a year or two from now, hold on tight. I'm fairly confident that we're going to find the U.S. equity market higher 12 months from now. I wouldn't panic. I don't think we're going to go into an extended free fall. And I'm pretty sure that the Trump administration will respond in kind if it turns out that the U.S. equity market keeps sinking. It's been costly thus far. I mean, we've lost the past couple of trading days. The market value of U.S. common stock has declined by nearly $6 trillion. And of course, that raises the question, might there be a better way of reinvigorating U.S. manufacturing? Trump's goals are laudable, they are praiseworthy, they are overdue, but there might be some need to fine-tune the methodology.
Eric, you know, another fan of the tariffs is Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She posted on Twitter, excuse me. She's pointing out that foreign car companies, even Rolls-Royce, are adding production plants to the United States. What do you think about this?
No, I think that there have been a number of companies who have responded correctly and are announcing plans to open new factories here domestically. I mean, obviously, the losses in the stock market are not ideal, but let's remember who Trump's key constituencies are right now. People earning less than $40,000 a year, these low-propensity voters, a majority of them don't own stock. A majority of people aged 18 to 29. There was a lot of reporting about how many new voters, people that listen to the podcast Trump brought in, a majority of them don't own stock either. And so I think, you know, it's funny that when the Obama administration says we're going to fundamentally reshape the economy and people who are like coal miners are going to learn how to code, everyone says, yeah, that sounds great. And Donald Trump says, well, actually what's going to happen is we're going to fundamentally reshape global trade. China is going to produce less. They're going to consume more. We're going to produce more and consume less. It's a Herculean task. It's going to be a challenge. But I think their focus is on the companies, not the countries. And so what you hear Marjorie Taylor Greene saying is these companies that are announcing plans to come back, it's ultimately going to bolster the equity market. I agree with John. I think in a year we'll be just fine. And if I had capital I was sitting on, I'd be investing because right now stocks are on sale.
You know, John, we're showing that graphic right there, that rolling graphic of all the billions, 600, you know, look at this, SoftBank, Oracle, hundreds of billions of dollars. Is this not indicative that Trump knows what he's doing?
Well, you know, first of all, he probably knows what he's doing. He's on target. He's trying to get money coming into the United States to build these manufacturing plants. But this is not going to happen overnight.
Right.
This is going to take time. And there's no question in my mind that the imposition of tariffs is going to push prices higher, not only for consumers, but also for manufacturing companies that import materials and machinery. They have to, if they're going to go ahead and maintain their current level of production or increase production. There's no escaping that. There's going to be some pain near term. And by the way, you know, Wall Street was not the only group to benefit from globalization. American consumers benefited greatly from globalization because they were able to buy quality products at lower prices. No, I'm old enough. I'm a baby boomer. I remember where the U.S. auto industry was at the start of the Japanese import invasion.
Yeah.
And the cars we were getting in the 1970s were absolutely lousy, Pintos and Vegas. But it took that competition from Japan to improve the quality of automobiles, motor vehicles made in the United States. So, you know, let's not kid ourselves. We need a decent level of competition. There's no escaping that. We can't live in a world without trade, but we need fair trade. And the only way we get to fair trade is on a case-by-case, country-by-country, product-by-product basis.
I agree. And before I let you go, Eric, look, it was a busy week from Main Street to Wall Street. But not only did Newsmax go public, but the Financial Times went above and beyond, praising the future of our company. How important is it to have a news organization like ours be available to the people, and that people can actually be a part? There's our CEO, Chris Reddy, making it happen. They're ringing the bell at the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday, because people can actually now be a part of Newsmax. They can be part owners of it with the shares. It's a very exciting thing, and it kind of shows the momentum of the country, that people are voting with their remote controls, that they're not buying the fake news anymore. They want facts-based opinion and real stories.
Well, consider the fact that we're even having a conversation on this network that, as you noted, people can now become active investors and part owners in, where you can have an honest discussion about the merits and possible room for improvement with this Trump economic policy, as opposed to a one-note doom and gloom that you might get on a far less viewed mainstream cable news outlet. Remember, Democrats were cheering the fact that when Cory Booker was up there putting America to sleep for 25 hours, up to 27,000 people were watching it on YouTube. And that was like a major pull for them. I think the fact that Newsmax has gone public and they're having the success they have shows that the American people are hungry for the truth, and they're tuning in big numbers. And I'm very glad to see the success of the market and the success of this network. And it's an honor to be a part of it, Lydia.
Eric and John, thank you both so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you.